Wells Fargo is approaching the balance transfer card a little differently than the competitors out there, and it's really through this unique opportunity that they are going to give to their card holders. So with the Reflect credit card, Wells Fargo has an introductory period for a 0% APR for 18 months. But the unique part is that they are giving their card holders an opportunity to extend that period for an additional 3 months. So you can potentially have a total of 21 months with a 0% APR. Now that is for new purchases and balance transfers, but do understand when it comes to balance transfers, they qualify for the introductory rate and an introductory balance transfer fee for 120 days. So those balance transfers need to be made within the first 120 days. After that, things go up. So the introductory fee is $5 or 3% for the first 120 days. And then after that, it goes up to a minimum of 5%. That's what the website says. I don't know how high it can go or if they will even increase it higher. The print isn't extremely clear about that, or a minimum of $5. So keep that in mind when you are making a balance transfer onto your Wells Fargo Reflect credit card. The way that you qualify now for the additional 3 months is that during the introductory period of 18 months, you do have to make on-time minimum monthly payments, and then to get the extension of 3 months, you do have to make minimum monthly payments during that extension period as well in order to get the full 21 months of 0% APR. So keep that in mind. It doesn't seem like it's going to be automatic. So it sounds like if you do miss a monthly payment during that extension period, so maybe you're in month number 19 and you pay a little late, it sounds like you will then no longer qualify for the 0% APR rate. Some other key things to know about the Wells Fargo credit card or the Wells Fargo Reflect card is that, number one, you are not going to be getting any cashback rewards or any points, which is why this card isn't very exciting. And number two, there is currently no sign-up bonus being offered with the Wells Fargo Reflect credit card. So this is definitely not an exciting credit card at all. Think about that and compare it with the Chase Slate Edge, and I will link the video up above so you can watch my review if you are interested in another option for a balance transfer credit card. Now, with that said, let's get into more of the little fine details for the other benefits and features of this credit card, because I think it's interesting to read the fine print for a few of these benefits and features. And for that, I'm going to need to pull out my cell phone and actually look at it because I can't memorize all of that text. And some of the additional benefits and features with the Wells Fargo Reflect card are cell phone protection, roadside dispatch, my Wells Fargo deals, and zero liability protection. So this credit card, of course, we have to go into the fine print, and let's start with none other than the cell phone protection. Off the bat, the cell phone protection is up to $600 on cell phone insurance, and keep in mind that you do have a $25 deductible fee, and you will only get it if you do pay your cell phone bill with your eligible Wells Fargo card, which will be this Reflect card. Now, there is so much more to unpack in the fine print on this cell phone protection, which I find a little bit ridiculous, but I don't think it's completely out of the ordinary, but I do find it a little bit ridiculous. So I have it here loaded on my cell phone, and it's so much that I just can't remember all of the text. With the cell phone protection, it states for the footnote, cellular telephone protection can reimburse the eligible Wells Fargo consumer credit card holder for damage to or theft of a cell phone. Now, that is very important, and they spell it out exactly as to why that is very important for you. This is supplemental coverage, so this is not primary coverage, not otherwise covered by another insurance policy, for example, cell phone insurance programs or your homeowners, renters, automobile, or employers insurance policies. So basically, use this as an absolute last resort. If you have any other insurance policy that can cover your cell phone, do not give Wells Fargo a call, according to this footnote. So this is why I find this silly that it's even listed as a benefit if they're going to go through this much red tape for a cell phone. Now, let's continue reading, because as if that wasn't enough, it gets even better. Reimbursement is limited to the repair or replacement of your original cell phone, less a $25 deductible, with an allowable maximum of 2 paid claims during a 12-month period. Each approved claim has a benefit limit of $600. This benefit does not cover cell phones that are lost. And they put in parentheses here, i.e. disappear without explanation. So sometimes that kind of does happen. Sometimes I don't even know exactly what will be considered as lost without explanation. What happens if you leave your cell phone in a different country? Obviously it's going to be lost, but does that count as an explanation? So it says that electronic failure or other issues related to the software of the device is not covered. The plan does not cover any borrowed devices or cell phones that are rented or received as part of a prepaid plan as well. This Wells Fargo cell phone protection just seems very limited. So make sure that you take a really good look at the fine print on that. And let's look at Roadside Dispatch, which I think is very interesting. Now let's go on to Roadside Dispatch, i.e. Roadside Assistance. This one should be pretty straightforward, but you may want to think twice before calling Wells Fargo for roadside assistance, and here is why. And when we take a look at the fine print, roadside assistance will cost you a service charge that is a minimum of $69.95. And on top of this, if your roadside dispatch or assistance that you do need requires towing, keep in mind that Wells Fargo is stating right here in their fine print that they're only going to cover up to 5 miles. 5 miles. So you're much better off with getting roadside assistance through your car insurance company or going through a party like AAA, because you won't have to worry about having an outrageous service charge added to your Wells Fargo credit card. I really don't see this as so much of a benefit, especially when roadside assistance, when we pay it with our insurance policies for our vehicles, is so much less. It's so much less expensive. It's not a very expensive charge per month, but either way, Wells Fargo seems to want to make it a little bit discouraging for you to use the service. And if you do use the service without reading the fine print or discovering how expensive it can be, you're most likely not going to use the service again, and you'll just go through your car insurance or AAA or whomever you do have. Now, the last benefit that I do want to talk about and mention the fine print over is the zero liability protection. And just like with the Active Cash credit card, it seems, or it comes across through reading the text, in my opinion, that the onus is on the cardholder to report any fraudulent transactions, because Wells Fargo wants you to do it promptly. And when you do go into the fine print, they spell it out and say it must be made or reported immediately. And then on top of that, you do have to help them with the investigation. I'm not sure how much help or assistance is needed through the investigation. And then if they determine that you are not liable for that charge, then you won't be responsible for paying that charge. It just seems like so many hoops to go through if somebody were to steal your credit card number and make fraudulent charges on it, because these things can happen. And of course, Wells Fargo isn't really telling you what they consider to be immediate or prompt reporting of such an event. I do want to point that out to you. I did point it out with the Active Cash card, and this seems like this is going to be a theme with all of the Wells Fargo credit cards to come. Obviously, I don't know this, but I hope they do change this and just straight up say, you know what, you won't be responsible for any fraudulent charges. But in a nutshell, that is the Wells Fargo Reflect card for you all. And again, this is going head to head with the Chase Slate Edge card, but keep in mind the Chase Slate Edge card, you can get a $100 sign-up bonus as of the recording of this video. That can change, so make sure that you check the Chase Slate Edge website for more information about that. And feel free to watch my credit card review video. I keep plugging that in here, but I plug it in one more time. So guys, if you did find this video helpful, feel free to hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more in the future. And you made it to the end of the video. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It is time for you to get that big ol' high five. Are you ready? Boom. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.